What's going on? Welcome back to Trending Stocks. Today we're going to talk about the top 5 squeeze stocks to add to your watch list for this upcoming week. So I'm going to go over all of that, but first make sure to hit that thumbs up. And with that, let's get right to it. Also on a side note, I'm going based off of the short score, which is through Ortex, not the short interest percentage. So usually that's going to be my Wednesday videos going forward. So who's the highest short interest percentage at that moment? But still, moving on though, data points, there's quite a few things. So this week is going to be riddled with Fed speakers as well as consumer data. Starting off on Wednesday, you do have ADP non-farm employment, and then on Friday, payroll. So two very big indicators linked to consumers. Aside from that, you have a ton of Fed speakers. Starting off on Monday, and then Tuesday, you have Bowman, you have also Powell. There's a lot of big names. So as you can kind of see, Tuesday goes over the general topic. Bowman's talking on banking. On Wednesday, you do have Bowman, and as well at 12:10 Powell giving his economic outlook. There's a lot of kind of situations that could cause a disruption in the broader market. You do also see the fear and greed index at 71. Surprisingly enough, for the last about month and a half, it's stayed relatively high. So of course that's fairly good, right? Especially for a lot of spec stocks and squeeze stocks, you need that appetite for risk and greed out there. So I think that should really help the broader market, dependent on a lot of the data. Like I said, these are just some of the companies unveiling their earnings this week. Nothing really crazy to write home about that's going to disrupt the broader market. A couple of big names though, so you do see Canoe as well as Zomedica. So that one I used to cover way back in the day, but still, regardless, pretty interesting stock. Moving on to stock number 5, going straight into it, and that is this. So Pure Cycle Technology, ticker PCT. This is what they do, as you can kind of see. So again, typically if you are new to the channel, I give you a quick profile of what the company does. If it is available, I go over seasonality. So with now the trading day going to be kicking off on April. So April over this last year, this company is historically down 2.5%. But needless to say, with it being a squeeze stock, you kind of have to take all that with a grain of salt. Over this last 1 year though, it is down 1.74%. 2024 up 53.58%, and then as you can kind of see, last Thursday it did go up 2.81%. And I have vetted a lot of these companies to ensure that they have not done any recent reverse stock splits within the last 2 weeks, give or take, because that does typically skew Ortex data. So again, I've kind of vetted a lot of these companies. And if you are looking for a lot of good compiled information, such as everything I mentioned, recent PR, SEC filings, transcripts, take a look at Seeking Alpha Premium for a 7-day free trial. So link to that is in the description below or the comments. So I highly suggest in taking advantage of that. But going right into it, so the short score, as you can kind of see, is 96.05. Higher the number, the higher the likelihood of a squeeze happening. Utilization is 96.49. And just in case you are curious, short score is comprised by several data points. One is utilization, number of shares being shorted, short interest, and cost to borrow. So it kind of has that criteria all in one. So just be aware of that. But 43.09% of the free float is being shorted, and that does work out to be 38.39 million shares overall are being shorted. So fairly high stuff. Through Interactive Brokers, short availability does indicate around 900,000 shares available to be shorted, and cost of borrow average through Interactive Brokers is 24.25. With Friday, the market being closed, it has skewed a lot of these cost of borrows, so it is showing NA right now, but again, through Interactive, you can kind of see this is the low end. So definitely a very interesting stock. Moving on to stock number 4, Sirius, tickers SIRI. Over this last 1 year, up 1.04%, 2024 down 29%, and on Thursday, down slightly 0.51%. As well, you can always pause these videos and kind of see additional stats. Everything right here goes over if it does pay a dividend, typical market cap, or the volume, everything that you need to know. But right here, this is the company. I'm pretty sure a lot of people already know what Sirius does. But just briefly looking at the seasonality, April seems to be historically flat. Has one or two outliers, but other than that, 0.9% in the green. Looking right here, short score is 96.3, utilization is 95.51, and then 21.1% of the free float is being shorted. Works out to be 131.82 million shares overall are being shorted. And then just to quickly look, Interactive Broker short availability shows the cost to borrow is roughly about 26.39. So again, that's more so on the low end. And then 500,000 shares is available to be shorted. So Sirius has had a relatively high short score for some time now. So again, you have to take that with a grain of salt. Similar to Desktop Metal. So ticker's DM on Thursday went up 1.15% over this last 1 year, down 57.89%. And 2024, it is doing relatively good, especially on a nice run. So up 17.18%. This is what they do. And seasonality, April seems to be a very bad month. Actually, from April till July historically is fairly bad. So again, just take that into consideration. Short score is 97.13, utilization is 86.78, 28.99% of the free float is being shorted. That works out to be 65.74 million shares overall are being shorted. And then through Interactive Brokers, 27.64% is that cost to borrow. So I think all in all, this definitely is a very good one. Again, similar to Sirius, it has been on this list for quite some time. This one is a new one. So Tor Holdings, ticker CURV. I do believe I've seen a lot of people starting to talk about this on social media. So again, there's a good correlation between retail and this stock. On Thursday, it did go up 6.32 over this last 1 year, up 31.54% in 2024. Not that hot though, so it is down 15.42. This is what they do. And unfortunately, seasonality doesn't seem to be that much available for this company. But once again, it is on this list because of the short score, not because of the fundamental business. Short score is 97.38. Utilization is 89.35. 21.24% of the free float is being shorted. And that works out to be 2 million shares overall are being shorted. So I know 2 million seems like a lot, but this is a relatively low float. And again, you can kind of look at a lot of the other data up top here that I don't typically cover every single video, but in this company, almost $10 million equivalently is being shorted. So that is a pretty big chunk if you ask me. Cost to borrow average or cost to borrow is 57.01, and then 1,000 shares is available to be shorted. So pretty low as far as availability. And finally, moving on to stock number one, Ranny Therapeutics Holdings, and that is RANI. On Thursday, it went up 2.64%. Over this last 1 year, it is down 42.73%. And in 2024, it is down 6.33%. And so interesting stuff for that. This is what they do. So Pharmaceuticals based out of the States. Short score for this company is 98.44. Extremely high. Utilization is 99.23%. 13.67% of the free float is being shorted, and that works out to be 1.84 million shares overall are being shorted. And then similar to, I believe it was Torrid, 1,000 shares is available to be shorted. The cost of borrow average or cost of borrow with this company, again, factoring in that Interactive Brokers is usually on the low end, this is showing 358.44%. So very high stuff if you ask me. So let me know your thoughts on the top 5. There's one stock I just wanted to bring up as a bonus one, and that is just simply because of their earnings. So Canoe, short score isn't nearly as high as the top 5, but still regardless fairly good. 80.93%. Utilization is 72.79. 25.01% of the free float is being shorted, and that works out to be 24.82 million shares overall are being shorted. Ugh, I talk too much, don't I? But yeah, cost to borrow average or cost to borrow is 1.01, so not necessarily the highest. And this is probably the one attribute of Canoe that's having that short score very low. If cost to borrow was, let's say, in the 20s or 30s, then yes, it probably would be on this list. So with them actually having their earnings this week, Monday, I believe it was after hours right here. So you never know, that one could be something to add to your watch list. So let me know your thoughts. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. One final thing, make sure you guys take advantage of this promo. It is only available up until today, so March the 31st. Simply sign up for a new account with Moomoo for $100 at it, and you get 5 free stocks. Each stock is valued up to $2,000. So take advantage of this. Link in the description below and also the comments. With all that said, appreciate all of you watching.